Previously on Pace.
To Athena, I offer my eyesight for the next 3 days. Yeah, it seems we're being framed for an explosion.
How much do you guys know about the paths?
I mean, a path sounds great.
The path is the relative ship.
Things will be happening in real time around you.
The goal is to fix the ship.
Roman, you open your eyes on this ship and you just see nobody. That's not quite true. I'll start the timer and then I'll explain who you see around you.
This is so stressful.
Okay, Roman, your time starts now. Standing in a kind of a landing area of sorts, there are a number of doors around you. You see a door to what looks like some kind of weapons room. You see a door to what looks like an elevator, as well as one that leads to stairs. And you see a door to something marked airlock. It's kind of got a porthole, and you can see within it there's some stuff. Also around you are a number of what look like statues, but incredibly, incredibly lifelike. I'm going to take a moment, Roman. Actually, I won't take a moment. No, I don't want to burn through too much of your time. But you see around you a bunch of these incredibly lifelike looking statues, and inspecting them, you see that you recognize one or two of them. You recognize one as a neighbor who you knew, who died, who was quite well off, and his family paid to have him put in a graveyard that would travel along and not fall into the unknown. You recognize another one who has also passed away of a kind of genetic disorder. You recognize two of these, like 6 or 7 lifelike statues standing around you.
Okay, but I don't recognize the rest of them?
No.
All right, so I pick up Cubby and I say, well, it's just you and me then. Hang it off the side of my belt. Can I look to the porthole, see what's in the airlock?
Yep. Looking in the airlock, you see inside. Inside the airlock is a number of spacesuits and a few buttons that seem to open out. There's a porthole, and then there's a kind of like segmented area inside the airlock where you can jettison things. Inside, there is one relative inside the airlock pounding on the kind of door that would lead back inside.
All right, not that way then. Can I look at the statues and see what they're made out of?
Are you touching one? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to touch one. Can I touch one of the people I recognize?
Yes. Your finger kind of pushes into them. They are fleshy.
But otherwise no reaction?
Otherwise no reaction. You don't seem to notice them moving or anything like that. I should point out it's relatively dark. It's quite dark in here, but there are some lights that are on, and some of these lights that you see around the walls that are off flicker on for a moment. Very briefly.
Okay. You said there's weapons, but it looks like ship weapons, right?
You see a room labelled armory, yes. One of the doors. There's also 2 hallways that lead further off into the ship.
Okay. Can I head into the armory?
Sure. So as you head towards the door to the armory, this door is open. You see there's a chain of 3 relatives. So relatives that are standing, reaching. The front one is standing and reaching for something in the armory. The second one is reaching for the first one, and the third one is reaching for the second one. There are 3 of these relatives standing in this chain, kind of worming out of the armory door.
Sorry, I know I'm not playing, but can I just interject a quick fuck you to Reuben for not letting us have all the info?
Sorry. So inside the armory, you see a number of... Sorry, I should explain. Yeah, this chain of relatives is kind of worming its way out of the door. There's one solidly inside the armory, one reaching for them that's in the doorway, and one that's more in this kind of landing area you found yourself in, reaching for the second person in the chain.
Okay, there's no exit sign, is there?
No, but actually looking into the armory, first you see a number of faulty-looking weapons lined up in kind of small locked cages. The locks on these cages have rusted long ago, but the guns also seem to have rusted and seem probably unusable. You also see, inside this armory, a big red door marked emergency exit.
Okay, all right, so that's good. Do I get a time check? I look at my watch.
It's been 5 minutes.
Okay.
Actually, no, let's say it's been 3 minutes. I'm just kind of struggling how to represent time to you when you don't know how long time is meant to go. Let's say it's been 3 minutes.
Can we go back to one of the other hallways?
Yep. So there are hallways. So there's, in your landing area, there's like stairs that lead down, and then there's 2 hallways kind of leading up away from the airlock towards other parts of the ship.
Okay. Let's go stairs down.
Okay, so you head downstairs.
And I guess my logic here is if there's something wrong with the ship, I'm hoping the stairs leading down will take me to like a engine room or something.
You hear a soft hissing sound coming from the east side of the ship, followed by a which sounds like flames igniting. Okay, so heading down the stairs, you head into the staircase and kind of take a look. As you go in, you take a look at the lift that's on the other side. It actually weirdly seems to be operational, strangely. As you head to the stairs, you see there is a chain of relatives coming kind of up the stairs, heading up towards the armory. So there's one that is kind of... So the chain is kind of backwards heading towards the armory up the stairs. So the one at the bottom of the stairs is reaching forward for something. Then again, the second one is reaching for them. The third one is reaching for them. The third one is about at the entrance to the stairs area, heading into like back facing towards the armory. So you see down below at the bottom of the stairs, there are some stairs that are broken, meaning that once you go down, it'll be harder to get back up, but you could probably climb back up, but it will be a little bit difficult. And you get down, you see there's a kind of door with a porthole that you can see into another area down below. You see what looks like a big kind of loading bay with a bunch of crates and stuff in it.
Okay. Is there anything interesting down there otherwise? And no fire, right?
No fire or anything like that. I'll just pause you for a second. You hear there is a second soft explosion coming from somewhere above you.
All right, I run back up to the source of the sound. At the same time, can I check first what the oxygen levels are and stuff? Like, is the atmosphere I'm in breathable?
Yep, it is.
I've got gravity?
Yep.
Okay. And then does can Pentagon talk to anyone? And is Pentagon's
working? Here. He responds,
I'm here. I'm just trying to kind of take note of my surroundings. I think...
And he checks his own internal clock and says,
no, I'm not speeding up. I'm operating with the same perception as you.
Okay. Good thing I brought my watch then.
Yes. Looking at the watch, you're about halfway through your time.
Okay. So I head back up and I want to try and move towards the sound of what I assume is fire.
So you heard a fire starting on the east side of the ship before. You also heard a small explosion. And looking for that, you see some smoke coming out of a room that is right next to this landing bay you found yourselves in. It looks like this room, like something in some kind of locking mechanism on the door, has just broken or exploded. Small.
Okay, explosion. So this isn't the one with the porthole? This
Nope.
is down one of the two hallways?
Yes. On the west side hallway, a room that is labeled clock room. There's smoke coming out of the door.
Oh, clock room. Okay. Can I try and get in?
You open the door and you see inside there are a bunch of clocks.
Are any of them broken? Where's the smoke coming from?
The smoke was coming from the door. So you look in the clock room and you see a room absolutely filled with clocks of different types. There are some large grandfather clocks, a few wall-mounted clocks, and a work table with a wristwatch in the process of being repaired.
Oh, that's weird. Is it the same as my wristwatch? I look at my wristwatch.
No, it's different.
Oh, okay.
You hear a loud explosion and the ship shakes. And this explosion from below you, somewhere on the lower floor, a large, large explosion.
Okay. Did you say there was another explosion beginning from the east side?
Yes, earlier. A small kind of hissing sound and then a fire starting sound.
Can I see where that came from?
Yep. As you head back through the landing bay to get into the east hallway, you actually look back towards the lift and you see a cable snap and the lift falls and crashes to the ground. Again, a loud explosion and a metallic crash as this lift falls to the floor of the relative ship. You kind of rush past it and head into the east hallway, and you see a number of rooms. You see, as you head up, you see a room kind of about halfway up the hallway. You see to your left on this hallway a room labeled medbay, and to your right a room labeled kitchen. The kitchen is on the east side, the medbay is kind of in the center of the ship. The hallway also continues to something that says control room, and there are some lockers as well up ahead.
How long have I got left on my wristwatch?
Assuming that it's 10 minutes, you have about 2 minutes left.
Oh, I head back to the armory.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go to the next time loop.
So you head back to the armory and you see an emergency exit door.
I pull it.
Okay. You open this emergency exit door. Through the door, you see, even though this is an internal door, it leads out into space. You've seen the other side of the hallway. You were just in the hallway that this door should lead to, and it doesn't. It leads out into space. And you see, despite the fact that you've just opened a door into space, there's no like depressurization or anything. Something's happening. But you see off in the distance a ship which looks kind of similar to the one that you imagine that you're in right now.
Okay. I use my thrusters.
So you're still in your spacesuit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So what are you going to do? Why don't you describe it to me first?
So I grab the sides of the door,
Mhm.
and I slowly push myself out into the open void, floating towards the ship.
Okay. You jump and push yourself out into the void. You're sailing through for a while, and the ship in front of you almost seems to get further away as you approach it. You kind of are unsure, and you start using what little thrusting power you have to try and catch it, and it seems to be moving away from you a bit, almost getting away from you as you're approaching towards it. And you start to get a little bit concerned by this until you see a soft light blue flash off somewhere to your right. And a few seconds later, you see a big, loud, white flash of light that engulfs you. And as you finally start to approach the ship, as this light engulfs you, you see some pieces of shrapnel from behind you flying past you. Make a dexterity check for me.
Okay, I got a +1.
Okay, perfect. That's fine. You don't get hit by any of these pieces of shrapnel, but this bright light overtakes you, kind of blinding you momentarily as you start to reach the next ship. And when this light fades from your eyes, you find yourself standing on the ship with Lily and Jackson.
Oh, thank goodness.
And I'm starting the next timer.
All right. Well, it's great to see you. I've been through one time loop. Welcome to the party. We want to head east to find out what's causing the explosions. I think we're in the mechanical failure.
All right. Let's do that.
Jackson just quickly turns to Lily and he's like, Roman bees?
Yeah.
Also, quick heads up before we go. I recommend grabbing a clock from the clock room, and I point to the clock room. Don't go to the armory, and don't go down the stairs. I think that's bad as well.
Oh.
Also, do you recognize any one of these statues?
Good question.
So I won't actually, I will redescribe them to Lily.
Oh, God damn it.
Who cannot see these people. And so has Alexandra describe the various number of statues that exist in this interesting little landing area that you guys seem to have found yourself in. Alexandra guides you up to a statue, Lily, and painstakingly describes their features prominently.
As she's going through that, I'm like, Alexandra, is this necessary? Guys, is this necessary? I can't see, remember.
Yeah, possibly not.
Jackson, there are like 7 or 8 of these relatives, we'll just call them that, around, including the ones that are in the chains that Roman has already identified. Jackson, you recognize 1 or 2 of them. Lily, it takes you a while for Alexandra to describe, but you also recognize 1 or 2 of them.
Are they people that I know are dead or like?
So let's say you recognize 1, Jackson, and yes, it is someone that you know that has died, but there are some that you don't recognize.
Okay. Okay.
I should point out, not a practitioner, just an innocent person that you had met previously that died.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the east of the ship.
So you guys hear a soft hissing, followed by as some kind of fire ignites.
But we didn't see what caused it?
Nope.
I think we should head to that way. Head to the way of the.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys head off to the east hallway. Again, you see the med bay, you see the kitchen, you see up ahead there are some lockers, and you see a kind of a plaque that says control room up ahead.
I'm gonna. What do you reckon, Jackson? Control room?
Yeah. Control room makes sense to me.
All right. I grab Lily's hand so that I can we can jog along as we go from area to area without bumping into things.
Running along this hallway, you do find your way past a few relatives that are kind of scattered around, and you find your way into the control room. I'm just going to post what you see on the wall of the control room, which is a map.
Oh, thank Christ.
Post that. It'll also be available to you all if you want to see it. I'll link it in the show notes. You head into the control room and you hear a low-pitched klaxon blaring. You look around the control room. An image of the empty void outside is projected on a large screen, which sits above a panel full of buttons and lights. Around 80% of the buttons have some kind of warning light blinking slowly. There's also a chain of relatives all facing towards a relative in front of them. This is a chain of 8 or 9 people, all extending from a panel on the east side of the room over to the eastern hallway. So the hallway through which you've entered, it kind of is a chain that goes from this panel on the east side all the way through into the hallway. Each relative is kind of posed, reaching for the person in front of them.
Why are they all in chains?
Sorry. There's also a map on the wall, which you see, a few large chairs. There's a relative sitting in the captain's chair, and there are also some scattered objects resting like on and around the other chairs. That's everything.
I look at my watch.
You're about 75% of the way through, I would say. You hear that loud, that kind of softer first explosion that you heard before, again, the one that came from the clock room door.
Okay, but there's nothing exploded in here.
No, there's a panel on the east wall that a lot of the relatives seem to be inspecting. But
can we make any sense of all these lights going off on the control panel thing, like to try and see what's going wrong? Particularly Roman, who is our pilot.
Roman?
Yep. So I look at the blinking lights, and I get a +6. Is this technology?
Yeah, I'll allow it. Okay, wow. These are all just crazy warning lights telling you the incredible amount of things that are going wrong with the ship. There's like fire suppression systems inactive, fires detected, door locking mechanisms shut down, gravity running out, like all kinds of things are about to go wrong. Lift, cable cohesion, critical, etc.
All right. So I looked at Jackson Lily and I'm like, okay, so it seems that the main thing is some kind of I assume explosion or depressurization that has occurred. And if it's not here, if it came from the east side of the building, it must be the kitchen or the pantry.
I'm going to pause us to say that you guys all hear a very, very loud explosion coming from the floor below. A big kind of booming explosion.
Yeah. We've probably got to get skedaddling, right?
Yeah.
Can we talk?
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I guess...
We haven't seen the exit sign.
Yeah, we should find that.
Looking at your watch, Roman, you've used about half of the time available to you.
Oh,
Right.
I thought you said 75% before.
Oh, God.
Oh,
sorry.
God.
I meant you had 75%
Oh
remaining.
god, that's
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, my mistake.
Sorry, Ron.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. Should we head through to the western exit of the control room, see if we can find the exit sign?
So the western exit to the control room leads... There's one relative standing over by the western exit, but looking at the map, you can see that it leads to rooms titled dorms, and there's another entrance to the medbay from the western hallway.
Should we just check the rooms one by one?
Yeah, so the dorm and the medbay are opposite each other, so I think we can safely both look through the doors and not be separated.
Yep. Okay, so I should point out the door to the dorm is open, but every so often is kind of slamming shut with alarming force. Not very regularly, though, luckily for you guys. And through it, you can see a number of beds, all with sheets, and most of them have a pillow. This room is the door to the dorm room is clearly broken. You'll be able to get through very easily, though. I won't even make you roll a check for it. Because it's slamming shut and then like drawing open and then maybe like 6 seconds later slamming shut again. So there's a wide window of time to get through.
I assume Jackson's looking at this one.
Go Jackson.
Yeah. Wait, what do you want me to do?
I'm just going to say quickly, you hear a rope snapping, a cable snapping sound, and a large metallic crash coming down further in the hallway.
So there goes the lift.
Yeah, check the dorm if there's a door in there, or emergency exit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, yes, I jump into the door.
Yep. You quickly jump in and take a look around. You do not see a door in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing in there, guys.
All right, so I run into the med bay.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's describe the med bay for the first time. So running into the med bay, here is what you see. There's a gurney in the middle of the room, as well as a padded table. There are a few syringes and some pills in a set of cabinets that is with a door open, mounted on a wall. There is a relative kind of in the process halfway of lying down on the gurney as well. You also see in the med bay, there is a door that leads to something called medical storage.
Can I do a quick peek in there?
You can do a quick peek into the medical storage. In looking in the medical storage room, you see there are a bunch of shelving units which all have wrapped bandages and gauze in them. There's a relative standing facing a shelf against the western wall. They're kind of reaching for the shelf.
Okay, so I run back to Jackson and Lily and I say, okay, no luck in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should we cut across and look at the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys head for the kitchen. Running across into the kitchen. In the kitchen is an oven, a microwave, a small table, and a number of dirty counters. There is a heavy smell.
Sorry, we're so short on time. Is there an exit?
There is an emergency. There is an emergency exit.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, what's the rest of the kitchen look like?
Yeah. Continue describing.
There's an oven, a microwave, a small table, and a number of dirty counters. There's a heavy smell of rotting food. There is a relative that is looking into the oven, and another relative standing near the counters at the north side of the kitchen holding a knife. There's also a door to a room marked pantry. The door is like on fire. You can see there is fire coming up from this door.
Well,
Oh, excellent. Okay, no, this is good. Can we investigate it? How much time we got left?
You see you probably have about 45 seconds.
oh, fucking hell.
Okay.
Are you investigating the door?
I feel like we should.
So I open the exit sign and start shoveling them both out.
Yep.
Jackson and Lily.
Hold on. But as we're going out, I want to try something. Have we just tried? I just want to try and push over a relative.
Mm-hmm. So there's two in this room. There's one that is standing with a knife.
Yeah, not the one with the knife.
Okay. You push over the other one, it just falls to the ground. The one that is kind of leaning in front of the oven, you push it over and it just falls down.
Okay, cool. I hop in and let's
I hate that you did that.
Yeah, what is this?
Just like
fucking cow tipping?
So you guys are jumping out, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys all open the door and start jumping through. In what order do you jump?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It is relevant. Sorry.
Of course it is. Jackson, Lily, and then Roman?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that works for me.
Okay, perfect.
Who are you attached to, Lily?
Well, because you were slightly doing some other things at the end there, so probably Jackson.
Okay.
Holding onto Jackson's arm. I hate that I'm blind. This is fucked.
You guys all jump out. So who's blind? Sorry, not who's blind. What's the order? I know Lily's blind. What's the order?
Jackson, Lily, then Roman.
Okay, cool. Jackson, you jump out first. Lily, you jump out second. Roman, you jump out third. Roman, can you make a dexterity check for me? I'm going to contest it.
Of course. I got +3.
As you jump out, Roman, you feel something touch your spacesuit. And turning around, you see the relative that was holding the knife by the counter has moved and approached you and was raising it to stab you and trying to grab
Jesus.
You managed to jump out before it did, but you see it and you see its face. It is not somebody that you recognize, but you do see its face.
And are they stone-like, did you say? Or
I mean, they, in the sense that they don't move, yes, but they are fleshy.
Oh, so they still look like people.
They look like people, yes.
Oh, this became a lot eerier.
Let's do one other thing, which is describe what happens. So this time you see it, and you see it kind of, as you look at its face, Roman, it sees you looking and runs away as you kind of drift out into space away from it. Turning around to face towards the other ship, you see the ship is coming towards you much quicker than it was last time you jumped out of a loop, Roman. And as you drift towards it, you see briefly a blue flash to your right, and then a few seconds later, a large white flash. Shrapnel starts coming towards all of you. Roman, again, you're at the back, so I'll make you do another dexterity check.
Oh, no. I got a -1.
Okay.
Sorry, a 0.
Okay, perfect. So you've failed your check, which means shrapnel is hitting you, and your spacesuit has now sprung a leak. What I'm going to do is, when I say so, I'm going to have you hold your breath, Roman. And I'm going to describe you guys getting onto the next ship. And if you have to take a breath before you get onto the next ship, your character will take some mental damage as you run out of oxygen.
Oh, fucking hell.
Okay.
Are you ready to begin? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you're relying on my physical real-world
Your
ability.
real-world ability to hold your breath, yes. Okay, so you've been hit by a piece of shrapnel. You don't have much time to catch your breath, but you quickly take a breath as you drift towards the relative ship. You jump off of the ship through the emergency exit door. You sail through space, the relative ship behind you, and another relative ship in front of you. The ship in front of you draws closer and closer as you head towards the open airlock door. There's a bright light as the ship behind you explodes and metal pieces rain past. You drift into the airlock, you press the button to close it behind you, light overwhelms you, and when this light fades from your eyes, you will find yourself on the relative ship. Roman, you can breathe again.
Okay.
All right, let's begin.
Okay, so what are our goals right now? What are we thinking is happening? It sounds
Pantry.
like something's going wrong downstairs.
Straight to the pantry
pantry
is
and
the
airlock.
first issue.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That works for me. Because so as we go to the kitchen, what's the situation with the relatives in the kitchen?
There is only one relative in the kitchen. The one that was holding the knife is no longer there.
Oh, motherfucker.
But the one who was crouching in front of the oven is still there.
Are they still tipped over?
No, they are back up again.
Okay. I tip them over.
You tip them over again. You guys get into the kitchen, and you see there's no fire on the pantry door.
Open that bitch up.
Cool. Yeah.
Guys, check it out.
We open it.
Okay, you open it and you look into the pantry. Is anyone going into the pantry, or are you just looking from outside?
What's the lighting situation?
There's some lights that are flickering more rapidly than they were last time. Let's say.
Yeah, I think as we open, which way does the door open?
It opens into the wall.
In.
It kind of folds into the wall.
It's a space
not
ball.
like towards it or right. It's a space door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Space door. Fuck.
Yeah. We're just. I think we're just looking in.
Okay, you're looking in. You see the pantry has a number of metal shelving units which all have cans of food on them. There's a can opener sitting on the floor near one of the feet of the shelving units. As you're all inspecting this, you hear a soft crackling, and I'll get Jackson, who was at the front of the group, to make a dexterity check for me. As a small crackling from the oven next to the pantry, which is sitting right next to the pantry door, sparks, and you see a spark and a small, like, soft spread of fire as this kind of gas that was leaking out of this oven lights, and the pantry door starts to catch on fire.
I got another -4.
Jackson, you don't get out of the way quickly enough, and so your spacesuit has a little bit of fire on it, and it is now letting in. It is not hermetically sealed anymore. So now neither Jackson nor Reuben has fully functioning spacesuits.
Fucking hell.
Okay. Well, we can't do anything about the fire now, I guess. There's no fire extinguisher nearby? Space fire extinguisher?
There is one, but it seems very old.
Shit.
Fuck that.
Can I run down to the loading bay?
By yourself?
Lily won't make it back up the stairs, is my worry.
Okay, so you, Lily and Jackson stay here while Roman runs down towards the loading.
I think we'll go somewhere else. I want to check out the control room.
Okay.
Again. I'm looking for the exit sign while Roman's doing this.
Since we're splitting up, I'll pause the timer quickly, and we will let Roman do his thing untimed, and then we'll jump back to Jackson and Lily to be on the timer. All right, so Roman, you head down towards the stairs. You run down to the stairs and you see the loading bay.
I don't think we've been in here yet.
You have not, but you saw it through the wall, through the like porthole. You saw there.
Yeah.
Why don't I give you the full description? The loading bay has a large number of wooden boxes. There is a relative who is crushed under a wooden box. There's also a chain of 8 relatives going from the loading bay to the base of the ladder, this chain that you saw before, kind of grasping in front of them.
And there's nothing... Oh, okay, and I can go to the engine room, is that right?
Yeah, if you go into the loading bay, you can also get to the engine room.
Can I check the engine room?
You may. You head to the engine room, and you see the engine room is a series of kind of metallic components dimly lit by the lights overhead. Fuel lines run from the south end of the room along the floor. The fuel lines run through a large metal box, which seems to be some kind of fuel refiner, as well as through another box, which seems to be some kind of generator powering the ship. Smoke is softly pouring out of the generator onto the floor. There are a number of rusty pieces of metal here, kind of engine components that seem a little bit damaged, but they're around. There are also 3 relatives here inspecting the generator, kind of standing over it looking at it.
Okay, so I don't want to fix the generator. I want to basically get a lay of what issues I think there is and what we could possibly fix it to get an advantage in a future time loop.
Okay, so you want to basically do an inspection of the generator?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a technology check for me.
I got +3.
Okay, you can tell that this generator is damaged, and it might cause a problem if it's untended for about 45 minutes, but it doesn't seem to be what's causing the main explosions in this room. Sorry, it doesn't seem to be what's causing the main explosion of the ship.
Okay. All right, I head back up to Jackson and Lily.
Okay, yes. You head back up. We'll jump back to Jackson and Lily in a moment. But how are you heading back up, Roman?
Via the stairs, not the lift.
Okay, so the stairs are broken, so it might require a bit of a check for you to get up. I'm going to make you roll a dexterity check for me.
Okay. I got +1.
Okay, you make it up. Easy. We'll jump back to Lily and Roman. Are you both ready? I'll start the timer again.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Start again. Roman, the first thing before you guys leave the kitchen is you now, with your spacesuit damage, you can start to smell gas that you couldn't smell while your spacesuit
Jackson?
was. Sorry, yes, Jackson can start to smell gas that you couldn't smell while your spacesuit was intact.
Okay. Okay. As I'm sort of processing that, what Lily and I are doing is we're going like up via the control room, the dorms, the med bay, the med storage. We're looking for the exit sign.
So you're just going to quickly run through each of these rooms, looking for the exit?
Also, we're on the lookout for relatives that are in different spots than they were before.
Okay. You saw the med bay, the control room, and the dorms. So running through those, you don't see any relatives that look different. You also don't see the emergency exit door. Roman, I should point out, you obviously didn't see it as well.
Okay. So we're running out of places it can be, which is
Did we check the medical storage?
Yeah, can we check med storage?
You don't see it in there either.
Yeah, okay.
And no relatives out of place or anything.
So it's probably armory or clock room.
Yeah. Or the airlock.
Yeah, true.
Okay, cool. Well, I don't know exactly when Roman meets up with us.
Okay, let's say he catches up to you now. Roman, actually, as you're heading away as you get up the stairs, you hear an explosion and you see behind you part of the loading bay is blown away and it now has no oxygen inside it. So it'll be quite dangerous to go in there without a spacesuit.
Did the explosion come from the engine room?
No, it's from the other side of the loading bay.
What? Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Okay, so the armory and the clock room are probably next to check. We tell Roman we haven't found the exit yet.
So you head to the armory. Roman, you've seen this before, so I'll quickly say there are no additional relatives in here that you don't recognize. Although, looking here, you see there is a really high-quality weapon that looks really, strong and powerful that you didn't notice on your last trip through.
Oh, God.
That feels like bait.
It's either bait or it's a boon.
Yeah, I know.
Don't know which one it is.
Honestly, given who Jackson is as a practitioner, he's gonna go pick it up.
Okay, Jackson, you go and grab this. Can you roll a dexterity check for me?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
Fuck yeah, that's a 1.
Okay, good. You're going to take 2 physical stress as this gun, as you reach out and grab it, it morphs around your hand and you see sharp teeth start to emerge from this gun.
Fucking mimics.
As it chomps onto your hand and you're desperately trying to shake it loose, but you're not, taking 2 physical stress. What do you guys do? We're in a combat situation now, so I'll let you guys take an action. This is chomping down on Jackson's hand.
Oh.
Get it off me! Get it off me!
Is the timer still going?
The timer is still going. Yeah.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Oh my god. I just hit it with something.
Okay.
Can I pick up one of the broken guns and whack it?
Yep. Roll a brawn check for me. It's not going to be a hard one. Lily, you just hear screams and you're kind of panicking.
Yeah, I'm blind.
Alright, I got a +1.
Okay, you hit it and dislodge it and it kind of clatters to the ground and you see it just kind of lie there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we get the fuck out, right?
Where to? You didn't see the emergency exit, by the way, in here.
No, so the clock room is the only place left, isn't it?
The door to the clock room is smoking, and you manage to just open it with ease. And you see a bunch of clocks and no emergency exit door.
Okay, is it... The only thing I can think is that it's in... Oh, no, we've got the airlock still, right?
Yeah, we haven't been to the airlock. We've got to go to the airlock.
Okay, looking in the airlock, you see everything looks as it was when you were last there, Roman, and there is no emergency exit door.
Oh, fuck me. What? Is it in one of the lockers?
What about the lockers? Yeah.
You head... Where are we going? There are lockers on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side.
Let's split up, I think.
Or the lift?
The lift is broken. You can't see anything inside it.
I can't.
Yes, you definitely can't, Lily.
Okay, I'll go for the lockers near the control room. And
okay, I got the ones on the left then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lily, I don't know. You go with whoever you want.
Let's pause. And Lily, which way are you going?
Oh, Christ. I think she's just going to stay with Jackson because that's who she's been holding the arm of.
Yeah, makes sense.
Jackson, we'll do you and Lily first as you guys head over to these western lockers.
I thought we were going to the other ones. Never mind.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're at the other ones.
Okay, well, I'll do Roman first then. There are a large group of lockers. They are all unlocked. Inside, they have a number of personal effects, hats, a few jackets, and no emergency exit door. Jackson and Lily, we will do you guys as you head over to the lockers on the eastern side, what I am terming lockers B. And we'll start the clock. The lockers are all closed. You can't open them. They're locked.
Okay.
Okay. I think
we're not missing things. Is there a room we've missed?
Nope.
Lily is going to quickly pray to Athena.
Okay.
I'm going to try using the new thing Mike gave me on them. I'm going to point it at them and push the button.
Okay. Roll a technology check for me and add a +2.
You sure? What about practice? Can I interest you?
No, I'm going to make it technology.
Oh, hell yeah. +4. I got my first positive roll of the day.
Yay!
Lily, you have this sensation that you can't get through to Athena.
Oh, fuck.
You seem to be not available to... She seems to be not available to you at this time. Jackson, you open the doors. In these lockers are some miscellaneous effects. One relative in there bashing against one of the doors to the lockers and the emergency exit door.
Okay, we yell for Roman to get over here. And that relative is moving?
It is like in the act of bashing against the door.
Okay.
You actually notice, you haven't seen this before, but the relatives do seem to be very, very slowly moving now.
Oh no.
Like very, almost imperceptibly.
As I run back, can I run through the med bay and see if I can pick up any like sticky gauzy things I could use to try and repair the suit?
There's
good thing.
Oh, sorry. I should have told you this earlier. I think I described it the first time, but I'm just pausing the timer for this because I want to remind you guys. There were spacesuits in the airlock area as well.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
But you can run through and grab stuff from the med bay. That's fine.
How much time have we got left?
You look at your watch. I'm about to start the timer again. You see you have about 25 seconds.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay, just grab some shit. Let's get out of here.
Running through the med bay, quickly ducking into the medical storage, you grab as much as you can on your way to the lockers, where you rejoin the other two.
And I guess we jump.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys jump. Okay, so I'm going to stop the timer. Jackson and Roman, you guys have not managed to patch up your spacesuits, so I'm going to have you both need to hold your breath. Lily, you're blind, obviously. But you are in a spacesuit, so thumbs up to that. What order are we all going in?
Oh, God.
Honestly, like, with Roman sort of being the last one to arrive, I feel like it'd be like Lily, Jackson, Roman.
All right, Roman, you're at the back again.
Yeah.
I'll have you make your dexterity checks. Actually, no, I'll say dexterity checks at some point, and you'll need to make your dexterity checks while you're holding your breath. Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Take your breaths, and then I'll start when you go. You jump off from the ship through the emergency exit door. You sail through space, the relative ship behind you, and another relative ship in front of you. The ship in front of you draws closer and closer as you head towards the open airlock door. Dexterity checks for me, please. There's a bright light as the ship behind you explodes, and metal pieces rain past. Jackson? Roman?
0.
6.
Okay, Jackson, you get hit, and you're going to take 1 physical damage. You guys, the explosion of the light overtakes you, and when it fades, you are standing on the relative ship again. You may take a breath.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that was really
Jackson,
close.
You've taken another 1 point of physical stress from... Oh, sorry. No, it was just Roman, wasn't it? Because Roman's at the back. So never mind, Jackson. You're all good. Roman, you made your check, so you're all good as well.
Yay.
I feel like the editing isn't going to make that seem as intense as it was, but that was I was
Yeah,
about to,
I was
reading.
fucking close.
Yeah. Well, hold on,
okay.
let me get my timer set up before you... I know you're keen, Elliot, but let me start my timer. We begin. You're standing in the lobby again.
So, wait, the pantry, like...
the oven.
It's just an explosion.
It's like the first
okay.
explosion that might start.
Yeah, okay, so as we're...
Wait,
we're running to the oven...
Should we do a
turn it
split up
off,
again? Should I go down to the loading bay at the same time?
And I think we've got to stay together if the relatives are starting to pick up speed.
Okay.
Where are the So I'm trying to think about the layout of the relatives. I reckon that's a clue. Like, what are they all doing? Like, we're getting like armies of them charging in certain directions. That's got to be a clue, right?
So let me describe again. They're not charging. What it happens is in each of these chains of relatives, one relative is reaching towards something, and then a relative behind them is reaching towards them, and so on and so on. In a chain of reaching towards the relative in front, and the front relative reaching down towards something.
Okay, does anyone know what the fuck that means?
No, because we didn't get the information.
So there's one relative chain that is in the armory right next to you, so you can go and take a look at it if you'd like.
Yeah, like, what are they reaching for? Did we know that?
Roman, let's go to the kitchen while Jackson checks this out.
Okay, let's do Jackson first. So Jackson, you run into the armory and look at this front relative. You see it is reaching down for some kind of electrical component, similar to ones that you've seen around. It looks like a replacement part that might fit into something.
Yeah, that's the vibe I was getting as soon as he said that was a PC. I'm going to go pick that up.
Okay, perfect. I'll restart the timer again, and we will go to Jackson and Roman and Lily, and begin. Where are we headed?
Pantry.
Yeah, to the oven.
Oh, to the oven. Is the oven in the kitchen or the pantry?
It's in the kitchen. So you see there is, again, one relative leaning in front of it, as before. You can smell gas coming out of this oven, and basically as soon as you get there, a spark lights, and you see the pantry door start to light on fire. But the oven, you can still access the oven and inspect it.
Can I see what's wrong with the oven to stop the spark?
Roll a technology check for me.
No, I'm so happy I picked this. I got 6.
Okay, you can see from this oven that there are 2 things wrong with it. 1, gas is leaking out of it at a solidly alarming rate. And 2, looking inside the oven, you can see one of the kind of coils on the top is defective and is throwing sparks out every so often. This is what caused this small fire that lights up the pantry, and you know that after a certain amount of time, the gas could build up, and this could cause an explosion that chains throughout the rest of the ship, blowing it up.
Can I do anything at the moment to fix it, or is it too late?
It looks like there's a piece that is defective and will need to be replaced in order to stop this explosion from happening.
And have I seen it before?
No. Or you didn't necessarily know what you were looking for, I guess I would say. So you might have seen it, but you might not have.
Like, I'm assuming I arrive in the kitchen like around now. Is it the thing I'm holding?
Roman, as the most technologically capable, you take a look and you see, no, this doesn't look to be the right piece.
Okay. But I lay out my theory, like, okay, so I'm thinking that whenever we see these big chains of relatives, they're reaching for something that we need to replace for the mechanical failure. So where are the other chains of relatives? There's one in the control room, right?
Yes.
Yep, there was quite a long one in the control room and a long one going from the loading bay up the stairs. There was a relatively small one in the armory. I think there was one in the med bay. There are a few kind of around.
Okay. God. Well, okay. We need to find the exit, and let's just start picking up all these fucking things that they're reaching for.
Oh, we might be able to take them to the next loop.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
I'm hoping so. Yeah. Okay.
You guys hear the soft explosion from the cloak room as well, I should say.
So, I'm gonna head for the control room.
All right. Yep.
Okay.
What are they getting there?
Just another metal component. It doesn't look like the right one to you, Roman.
Where's the next train? Loading
to the med bay. Can we quickly sneak into the dorm and check there's no exit sign in there?
The dorm door seems to be faster than you saw when you were last here. If you're going to go in, it's going to require a dexterity check to get through. Not a high one. It's not too difficult, but it is speeding up.
Did Jackson grab the part from the control room as well, by the way?
Yes.
Just making sure.
Fuck it. Yeah, okay, I'll quickly check.
Oh, no, I'll jump in. You're going to die if you get another thing.
Yeah, good point. All right, Roman, dex check for me.
I got 1.
Okay, you make it in. You're fine. You look around. There's no emergency exit door in here, and everything seems fine.
Do I have to dex to get back out?
No, I'll just make it 1 check. That's fine.
Thank goodness.
You hear an explosion, the big explosion from down below, and you see you're about halfway through your time.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay. The med bay. There was a crew in here,
Yep.
and also the medical storage for exit.
In the medical storage, you see some really shiny patches that say spacesuit repair kit on them. But you don't see an emergency exit door, and there's no chain of relatives in here, I don't think.
Jackson flips off the repair kits.
You're learning.
You hear a metallic crash as the lift falls.
Did we get anything from the relatives in the med bay?
No.
Okay, and you've been in the armory, so...
Clock room?
Yeah, clock room.
In the clock room, there's one relative standing over the kind of wristwatch that needs repair. He's been here each time. You open the door and you see he is doing something with a component on the clock area, whatever you call it, the workbench.
Fucking yoink it.
Yeah.
Is that...
Yep.
Yeah, is that the component I need?
Why don't you roll a technology check for me, Roman?
Fucking hell.
That feels like it does.
I got a 6 again. Well, this is going great.
You identify, yes, this is the component that you need. You also notice you are running very low on time.
Yeah, where haven't we checked? Like the airlock?
Yeah, locker's airlock.
Oh, I yanked the component, by the way.
You grab the component. The airlock, you see spacesuits, you see a relative in there, etc. Nothing different, and no emergency exit door.
We can't go downstairs. That's already blowed up.
I mean, it might still be there.
You have about 45 seconds left.
We need to do the lockers quickly.
Checking the lockers, you see no emergency exit door there either.
Shit. Where haven't we looked? Did you look in the pantry for the exit sign?
You looked everywhere upstairs. You have about 30 seconds remaining.
All right, we go downstairs.
Okay.
Downstairs.
You can see the loading bay has been blown open, which means you're going to have to float through holding your breath. Jackson, Roman, can I get you to hold your breath?
Yep.
Floating through, you see the loading bay. There is nothing out of the ordinary here, and there's no emergency exit door. But looking into the engine room, you see the emergency exit door in there.
Mm-hmm.
Floating into it, you go inside, you close the door, and you can breathe again. Rush towards the emergency exit door with mere seconds to spare. And what order do you jump through in? You had 2 seconds remaining that time when you reached the engine room.
I just rolled a dice and got a minus, so I'm happy to go at the back.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's make it interesting. Fine.
Okay. So you guys are going to need to hold your breath, and Jackson, of course, I'm going to get you to roll a dexterity check at some point as you float through. You jump off from the ship through the emergency exit door. You sail through space, the relative ship behind you, and another relative ship in front of you. The ship in front of you draws closer and closer as you head towards the open airlock door. There is a bright light as the ship behind you explodes. Jackson?
I got a 4.
Okay. You miss all the shrapnel. As you float towards the next ship, the light overtakes you and fades away, and you find yourself standing on the relative ship. The engine components that you've been picking up, you do not still have with you.
Okay, so run to the clock room.
Wait. Let me set my timer. Hold on. All right, let's start.
Run to the clock room.
The door on the clock room is not smoking, and as a result, it seems locked.
Fuck. Okay.
It's your time to shine, Jackson.
You hear a soft hissing, and a fire takes place in the eastern side of the ship.
What?
Yeah.
You've heard this before. This is the pantry door lighting on fire.
But that means it's too late.
No, we just need to fix the oven. We can still fix the oven.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck if the pantry burns down. Yeah, okay, I'll try and sonic screwdriver this door.
Okay. Roll a technology check for me.
That is a 0. No, sorry, it's a -1.
Okay. You have failed to open this door, but as you're kind of struggling with it for a while, and now a soft explosion comes from the door, the door mechanism, and it bursts open. You're sure you didn't do it, but you think you can probably pretend that you did to your friends.
No. Jackson knows what he is. Yeah, okay, let's grab it, and we're running to the kitchen, sticking it in the oven, keeping our eye out for the exit sign in the armory or the clock room on our way past.
You see the emergency exit sign in the clock room as you run in.
Okay, cool.
Grab the component. And then where do you go, sorry?
We're going to go fix the oven in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You run into the kitchen. Jackson, what's your favorite food?
Oh, I don't know. He probably loves burritos.
There is a delicious burrito sitting on the other side of this burning door to the pantry. It is calling to you, Jackson. It looks so delicious. But you have the component, and there is one relative in here looking into the oven.
Yeah. I don't think Jackson's that stupid, unless you're going to make me roll and pull some magic
No, you're
shit.
not being like hypnotized or anything by it.
Yeah. No, okay, yeah, that's fine. He's going to the oven.
Okay. It's right there. You're there.
Yeah, I mean, okay, this is the point where he just gives it to Roman. He's like, Roman, do the technological thing.
Roman fix.
And I try to fix the oven.
Okay, roll a technology check for me.
I got a 6.
With a 6, you manage to take the damaged part out, put in this new kind of oven grill kind of component that was in the damaged one causing sparks, click it into place, and the warning klaxon that was ringing throughout the entire ship subsides. The lights turn off briefly, turn on again, and then do not blink anymore. And you guys get the sense that the ship is not going to explode.
Oh.
Is the burrito still there?
The burrito is still there behind this fire, which has subsided a bit, but is still kind of crackling away at the pantry door.
Yeah. Jackson's going to go check out the fire extinguisher.
You check out the fire extinguisher. Weirdly, you kind of inspected it when you were here 1 or 2 loops ago, and the handle seemed rusted and it didn't seem to work. It seems to be in much better condition now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sensible to put out the fire.
You do.
Okay. I'm gonna poke the burrito with like a stick.
Can you roll a dexterity check for me, and why don't you give me a +3 to that?
You know, you could have looked at it in the side.
Oh yeah.
Could have, you didn't.
So do I add my dexterity thing as well as the +3?
Yes.
So okay, in that case, that will be a 3.
Okay, you poke the burrito. It comes to life, sharp teeth forming out of its tortilla-y folds as it chomps down on this stick, cracking it in half, and kind of keeps chomping towards the stick as you like push it away and hit it back, and then it just kind of falls onto the floor and lies there.
Go fuck yourself. Piece of shit. Do we have any way of capturing this thing? I feel like this would be a handy other. This thing seems powerful. Okay, should we try and bind this thing? It kind of rules, right?
I don't know if we would be able to take it off the path.
I start looking for like Tupperware containers in the kitchen.
Yes. I mean, actually, that raises a good point. Do we know how we get out of the path?
No. I just double-checked the things that Reuben sent us, and no.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, maybe we shouldn't fuck around too much. We are still here.
Maybe
and
the
not there.
control room or the airlock?
Yeah. I think the control room makes sense to me.
Also, maybe the emergency exit, but I don't want to try that just in case.
You guys all walk up to the control room. When you were last here, there were warning lights going off everywhere, but it seems to have all subsided. It seems like all systems are more or less operational now. Getting to the control room, you see this at the front where it was just kind of displaying warnings. There is now an interface where you can enter a set of coordinates or a location, some kind of text field, you know?
Did Roman find any Tupperware?
No Tupperware. Not in the control room.
Okay, fine. I can take a hint.
This is going to be such a dumb question now that we're already here. Does anyone know the exact coordinates for Triumph?
I mean, it does have a text field, so I assume we'd be able to,
Oh, and Pentagon or someone should be able to...
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Pentagon speaks up on your wrist.
I have a database which includes all of the known outreach settlements.
To Triumph.
Yeah, I mean, we enter the coordinates, or I assume Roman actually enters them.
There are 3 chairs here with seatbelts. You enter the coordinates, and the ship starts to move again. You hear it rumbling and starting to move. You feel you guys kind of stumble a bit and stagger a little bit as the ship starts to pick up, and you quickly look and see these seatbelted chairs sitting before you.
Yeah, strap in. Wait, I know. I can't just strap myself in. I have to wait for somebody else to help me. Never mind.
Yeah, I'll help Lily.
Yay.
You guys all strap in as the ship continues to build up speed. You sit in your chairs as more and more, what are they called, G-forces start to act on you. You 3 feel yourself being pressed back into your chest softly, then medium, then extremely forcefully. Your heads fall back, there is pounding in your ears, blood pressure is swelling, and all 3 of you pass out. When you wake up, you're standing on what looks like a bustling dock. There are people moving around you everywhere, basically, running around you. There are ships coming in, ships going out. There are kind of dock workers helping unload things from these spaceships that are landing here. Have any of you been to Triumph before?
I think Jackson would have.
Okay. Jackson, you recognize where you are. You're on the dock, the largest dock at Triumph. Welcome to Triumph, everyone.
Next time, let's just fucking steal a ship or something.
This episode of Pace was produced from the donations of the Duff Media community. For more, go to duffmedia.com. Thanks to our players, Elliot, Kippos, and Linus. If you'd like to talk with fans and the crew, head to duffmedia.com/Discord. And of course, Pace is based on the Otherverse setting created by Wildbow. Support him at patreon.com/Wildbow. Also, full details for the relative ship path can be found in the episode description down below. So if you want to check that out, enjoy it! Now, bonus content. You guys do have boons now. Do you want me to tell you your boons?
Oh my god, we got boons.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you succeeded. I'll just kind of paste them in.
I assumed we wouldn't get boons
Yeah, okay.
because we didn't do the things to get boons.
Do we actually know what they do though? Like is this going to be like,
There aren't major boons.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm just thinking like, as characters we may not actually
No, but I think it's fun for you guys to know what they are. In fact, I'll probably just link you guys the document for the relative ship so you can see how it all works.
Oh, yeah, that'd be super interesting.
Oh, I love the drawback. So we're like permanently oven limiting.
Yes.
Oh, so that's not just when we're on the ship. That's for the rest of our lives?
No, for the rest of your
Yeah,
lives.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh God.
But you also live slightly longer.
Well, slightly.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
You'll probably live
in
about
theory.
2 to 3 years longer, assuming you don't get murdered.
Assuming that we make it through the next month.
So I pat Jackson on the back and I'm like, well, on the upside, burritos are microwavable.
And then you bumped into the Mimic as well, obviously, and another called the Expanse that you didn't. Roman encountered it briefly once, but didn't kind of fall into its bait. So you guys didn't.
was that
And then
jumping early the first time?
going between the two ships, if you aren't in a spacesuit, you'll notice there was I mentioned a blue flash each time you jumped through until both of you didn't have spacesuits, and obviously Lily is blind, so they can't be impacted by this one. If you had looked over towards that, you would have been drawn away from your jump and off in a different direction.
Oh,
And
God.
you
Oh
would
my
have been in
gosh, I almost asked one of the times to look
Yeah,
at like I was like, I
same.
wanted to look at it, like pay attention and actually look at it this time.
trouble. Yeah, that would have been a mistake. Let me tell you that.
Whew.